Right then, from the 1500 to the 800, all eyes on the Armenian in this one. But on the outside, Andrea Ercolani Volta, San Marino athlete, very good performer at his best. Hilma Junzunzi, national champion twice, 156 PB. Avesian of Georgia, national champion 400 and 800 indoors. Mercian, steeplechase European team winner in 17 and 19, just out-kicked yesterday. Gomez Lozano, he won the national championship over 10,000 meters and was fourth yesterday in the 5. Wonder if he's got any fatigue in his legs. Rasonovic of Montenegro in 3, and Via of Albania on the inside in 2. This men's 800 meters should, in theory, be dominated by Mercian, who was second in the 1500 yesterday and had that national record of 149.9 in the Olympic Games in Paris. First Armenian medalist in the World University Games. So Mercian of Armenia will be the favourite here, but watch out as well for Gomez Lozano. He was fourth in the 5,000 metres, so they've both had big races in their legs yesterday. And the Armenian has gone straight to the front, but Avesian, he had his PB of 155.5 indoors in Belgrade, has hung on really well here in second place. And this is fast. He's not hanging around, Alex.
Well, fascinating. In some ways, you could say they've kind of thrown themselves into the deep end, chucked themselves out here on the first lap with a decent pace, which is brilliant to see. And it just shows you that championship racing can throw up all sorts of surprises. This is how the script is going to be written. Let's have a look at this split then, Rob. So 55-75 at the bell.
Well, this is quick, and that's why the field have been blown apart. Rasonovic of Montenegro is the only one who's been prepared to go with the leading two. And Avesian of Georgia is being reeled in, but no such scenario for Mercian. What a lovely long flowing stride. I tell you what, if he keeps going like this, his time's in the danger zone for the second of the 800s that on paper is quicker. Massive battle going on for second place, but Mercian seems to be using this as a training run. Avesian of Georgia will come into the home straight under real pressure from Risinovic. Watch the clock, 55 seconds for the first lap. Now he's grimacing a little bit. He was second in the 1500, but boom, he has taken the first of the 800s really well. And that looks as though it's Andorra's Gomez Lozano coming home, using all that stamina that he gained becoming national champion over 10,000 metres, overtaking some tired bodies towards the end. Well, Mercian was exhausted yesterday and bitterly disappointed to lose the 15, but he's absolutely smashed his way to the B-race title here in the 800 metres. A 150.75 is a time not to be sniffed at.
Yeah, fantastic. And you're very rightfully mentioning there that if the athletes have a slow race in this second heat, which will come up in a moment's time, then it will be fascinating to watch what the eventual clocking is. 150.75 officially. Big shout out for Carlos Gomez Lozano. Of course, he was fourth in that 5,000 meters, so very respectable showing, alongside Carabagna, of course, who did so well in the 1500, which isn't his main event. That's still to come in the steeplechase. So Andorra not making up the numbers by any stretch. They're really having some strong showings, and yeah, maybe buoyed in fact by a recent Games of the Small States of Europe, which they hosted in Andorra la Vella. But of course, that second race to come, and yeah, I doubt they'll run as fast through the opening lap necessarily, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, what a brilliant demonstration of front running by the Armenian. Mercian second in the 1500, He is out front on his own in Heat A of the 800 metres. Gomez Lozano showed some great strength towards the end, and Rosenovic is on the podium with a PB, and so too the North Macedonian Junji in fourth.
Well, yes, it's perfectly possible, but also, as we were talking about athletes excelling in later years, it'd be great to see him continue. Mesut Pezir, another very experienced Bosnian we saw yesterday in the shot put, and for a while they've been two of the standout names for Bosnian athletics. This is Leon Taki of Kosovo, just before we saw Gereg of Moldova, but yeah, another big opportunity, as is the pole vault for Bosnia, to get lots of points. Benici of Malta, Matis Espanier of Luxembourg, and then here we will see Amel Tuka, world silver medalist in 2019 and bronze medalist a decade ago. He was 5th overall in the 400 metres, distance he runs less regularly. Dadi Arnason, personal best this year, 154, and Asghali of Azerbaijan on the inside, also very similar time, 154.1 compared to 152, 154.2 for the Azerbaijani athletes. Of course, 150.77 was the winning time from Heat A just a moment ago.
On your marks.
Jovan Mkhitaryan.
Stand up, please. Stand up.
So the athletes just asked to stand up. And in a moment, fairly sure we'll just see a green card. There it is. They are almost giant cards. It almost seem like A4 size, but definitely make it very visible on the eye.
On your marks.
Well, it's no foregone conclusion that Amel Tuka would win this race. He does have a personal best of 142.51. His season's best this year, 148.2. And Matis Espanier of Luxembourg, we've been talking about their improvement right across, particularly the track events over the last couple of years. Espanier, twice a Luxembourg champion. Well, he's improved this year to 147.95. He was third at the Games of the Small States of Europe, so seems to be in good form. Was also part of a quartet that won the 4x400 metres at that event in Andorra with a new national record. So he leads out front. You can see then it's the Kosovan athlete Leon Taki who actually has their 600 metre national best performance, and then Amel Tuka, Rob. So all to play for at this stage.
Yes, Tuka's been there, done it, bought the t-shirt and won the race, but he's got a little bit to do here, and if he's not careful, Gereg will box him in. And in fact, they've just had a little clash of shoulders, and I think that may have woken Tuka up, who's now got ahead of the Moldovan and now has the sights of Thaki in front of him. Very brave front running from Espanier, but can he carry it on, the man from Luxembourg?
Still, this is a very sensible strategy to make it another fast race following that initial performance from Mkhitaryan. So, Espanier's been leading them out, but you just know that Tuka is queuing up behind to try and come past, like McNamara did around the outside, and the Bosnian looks down and then eyes up into the distance at that finish line, over to that clock. He's looking over, powers away. Amel Tuka, at the age of 34, another terrific performance to win just as he did 2 years ago in Poland. So, maximum points then for Bosnia, and that should really help them consolidate a top 3 spot. But, as we know, there's loads to come. 200 metres, 5,000 metres, relays, and a few field events thrown into the mix. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a really exciting conclusion over the next couple of hours.
Well, that was a privilege to watch, wasn't it? It was a tactical masterclass from Tuka. It looked as though he'd taken a little clash of shoulders with Gereg of Moldova with around about 350 to go. I mean, he's a talismanic figure for the rest of the Bosnians, some of whom would have grown up watching him on TV in his heyday 10 years ago. But a lovely run from Tuka, who's still ranked in the top 10 Europeans of all time with that eye-watering 142.51 from Monaco 10 years ago. But round at the beginning of the last lap, I just thought he may have started to get boxed in, but he accelerated and came wide beautifully with 120 to go. Camera crew captured this perfectly. Good run by Thaki, actually, member of the Kosovan army. He hung on for third place. It wasn't that far behind his PB. Espanier ran a game race, but couldn't live with the wily old fox at the age of 34. I loved it. At some point here, he had a little glance down at the clock. There, looked at the clock, knew the job was done, and watched this celebration. Yes, arms out, brilliant. Murchison's time was a distant memory. It was an excellent run with his 150.7 in the slower of the 800s, but the top three in the first heat were better than him. Sun's out, guns out for Tuka, still delivering at the highest level. Did I say he looked like he might have been past his best at 34? What do I know?
Yeah, I think we have to change the goalposts on that, given how well we've seen athletes performing and indeed winning in their mid-40s. Amel Tuka, as you can see, their best part of a second ahead of Espanier, and obviously those are the teams at the moment in third and second, Bosnia and Luxembourg. Overall, you can see that Mkhitaryan not shabby at all, fourth overall after being the winner in the so-called slower race.
Hi, I'm Nadia Batogritti. Sign up now to the European Athletics YouTube channel.